Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we're on a Tokachi, and this thing is brand new, got out of the crate, and I love this. Now, let me explain first here, okay? When the D7 came out, I was one of the few people that liked that ship and thought it was going to be a really good ship. A lot of people didn't care for it, right? I think some people aren't going to care for this ship until they get used to it and in the play style. We're going to explain why this is a very unique ship in a lot of ways, guys, okay? And I absolutely loved it. Now, my first two matches in it, I tried to just be a fire spammer. Not the best option in this thing. We'll go through the build here. I am using Hagero with this build. Now, I'm going to show you why I am, and then I'll show you the build I would recommend. We are going, detectability, pretty much the best we can and getting the reload. You could put Swirsky here to get down to, I think it's 9, because I did run Makawa on it one match. My first match, I did Hagero with range, and you can get this thing to have like 17 and a half range without a booster on it. You don't need that range, and it actually hurts you. These guns are very lobby, and they can be hard to aim. My first two matches, right? I did I did her girl with range and tried to be a fire spammer. It can do that, I guess, but what this thing can do is absolutely control matches. So we're taking it, burning it down XXL, igniter, hellfire, yeah, fixated and refill station, along with Makawa and Membeli, just to get the reload down, because you can absolutely wreck when you get the reload down. You can wreck anybody you touch with this build. It is absolutely fun. Now, all my matches today, obviously, with these missions coming out, the cruiser missions and the destroyer missions for the Pan-Asian line. Not a lot of battleships, but I still have like two good matches for you. I think I might just show the one. But that being said, here, first of all, let's get into the sonar. It's 4 kilometers. Honestly, this thing comes in very handy. And if I were going to be building this like I am in the future, I am 100% putting Matsut the engine on this. Injuin, I'm not sure you pronounce this. This is the Torp cruiser guy, and I will be using this guy 100% in probably building into detection. Getting the detection down is huge in this thing. You can 100% control a match. So for our upgrades, we are using Aiming Systems Mod 1, the Propulsion Mod 2, and Concealment Mod 1. For your loadouts, you have the sonar, and like I said, if you're, I use a girl on a lot of my fire spammy ships, so I'm gonna have to put this build back, and that's why I'm gonna use another commander for it. That being said, fully packed with this sonar and killing destroyers is so much fun. I did this build for 2 matches, and it's just been wrecking destroyers. You guys are gonna see it here. Uh, Torpedo reload booster. This thing is very handy. Okay, this thing has good torps on it. They're not the world's best, but it's my favorite torp cruiser in some ways too. Here, I'm going to explain that. There's just a lot about this ship I love. All right. And sadly, you can't get this in the store. Not that I would recommend buying ships for real money, but man, if you are wondering about this ship, it is solid. Okay. In the right hands. I think this is something that a lot of people may not like, by the way. Hit points, you have a 32 thousand hit points. Just so you guys are aware, this is a furry taco hull. Okay, this is a light cruiser version of furry taco. Okay, you do get actually some torpedo damage reduction. The main guns, and this is where it shines. Okay, you get 12 5-inch fire spamming sons of guns, and these things are a blast. The reload time is 5.9. The guns are 360-degree turrets, so they're always where you want. Not to mention the 180 time is already right where you want it. The shell damage, you can see the HE is the way to go. Honestly, you guys know me as a big avid supporter of using AP when you get the chance. These shells are so lofty, and they come in at weird angles that, in being that they're only 5-inch guns, I would not use AP in this very often. Okay, I have tried to Citadel things that seem like they were very Citadel or Citadelable. Not the case. Torps. These are not going to seem as handy as what they are, but I can assure you these torps are so much fun. This might be my new favorite Tier 6 cruiser because of the versatility of this thing. Okay? You have the 610 millimeter torps. They don't do a ton of damage for 610s, but they have decent range and decent speed, and I'm telling you, you can catch people and smoke like crazy with them. Honestly, you just fling these things out there all the time. They reload in 70 seconds. On this build, you have 3 torpedo reloads. You can actually do 4 on a fully packed, and they have amazing firing angles, or the torp angles. You have some great torp angles, especially for Japanese. And AA defense, this is it's not that great. You're going to see in our match, we get focused by a carrier. I can't really do a lot by it. Maneuverability, not the world's greatest turning circle, but everything else pretty solid on it. Concealment on this build is 9.3. And like I said, if you wanted to get it down to 8.9, you could, and I do recommend it. It is a solid concealment. Now, stats. Now, I want you to keep in mind, my first 2 matches, I was trying to play kitey with this thing, not the way I would play it, okay? I seen the fire chances on it, the reload. When you have 15% fire chances on a quick reload like that, that tells you fire spammy, right? But I can assure you this ship, when played more aggressively, it is absolutely crazy. I'm going to have some gnarly matches in this thing eventually. I can tell you this. So we've had 5 matches. I've survived all 5. Now, that's because I've been very careful about what I'm doing. Aggressive, but careful. Main gun accuracy, you see, is 25%. That is from my 2 first matches trying to shoot stuff at 17 kilometers. It is almost impossible to aim these guns at this distance. They're so lobby. Torpedo accuracy is 3%. But if you look down below, I've killed 3 ships in 5 matches with my torpedoes. It's just because I'm sending so many out, the torpedo accuracy looks bad. And you can see my damage in the ship, pretty darn good considering my first 2 matches were so bad trying to just fire spam. And this is one ship that at tier 6, that can completely control a match like a Belfast if played right. You can do a lot of things with it. Armor, nothing. There is no armor here. Do not let this deceive you. I have survived every match in this thing. But I can tell you, anything that hits you, it's a furry taco. Anything that hits you will hurt you. Okay? You have, I think it's a 13 millimeter bow on this in stern. Yeah, 13, meaning you're overmatched by 186 millimeter gun. So anything heavy cruiser and up overmatches this thing. And battleships will overmatch you everywhere except your Citadel, and that's your Citadel. So be very careful with this ship. It is an absolute glass cannon, but it is fun, guys. As we start the match, it's disclaimer time. This is a beginner's video meant to help people new to the ship or new to the game. This is not meant for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything in the universe. There are multiple ways to play and build this ship, and I am an above average player. Not the world's best. I make mistakes. You may see one in this match. You didn't come here for pronunciations. I'm as good as anybody at slaughtering beautiful languages all the time. We are on North, and we are absolutely going to dominate this match, and we're not even going to need a cap to do it. Alright, so we're going to go up. You guys can see the firing angles in this ship. Again, I don't know what people are going to say about this ship. I definitely have I have a tendency to like a lot of ships, but This is a really good one for me, and I'm gonna guarantee you guys are gonna see matches coming up on this thing for a while because I like this thing. That being said, you're gonna see we're gonna get our torps off in the beginning here. We're gonna use a reload booster. You can see I checked that island to see where it was. It was only like 9 away, so obviously my torps are gonna get there. And you can see the carriers coming, so we put up our fighter planes. We dodge his drop, and we move up. So we're not going to shoot our guns yet because we're not by island cover. Like I said, this thing can be very squishy. I think some people may not like this thing until they get used to the play style of it. But that being said, you know, like the D7, I think that was one where I was one of the few people I felt that liked that ship when it initially came out, and I talked about the potential of it. This is the same way. There is going to be some absolutely crazy games in this ship, in what you can do to control a match. You can see how lobby these shells are. These are only, it's only 12 kilometers. But we are doing some damage. Now, they are low caliber. Being 5-inch guns, you can shatter a lot on this. We're just trying to get behind the island so we don't get deb struck by anything. Even a York could probably deb strike this thing. And I know some people are probably going to say this is, you know, because this is right after it came out. So I'm pretty sure people are going to be like, this is a furry taco with terrible guns at the higher tier. This is not. I know this is two tiers higher than Furry Taco, but to be honest, I would not be scared against going against Tier 7 in this at all. In fact, we'll have a match probably this week here of me going against Tier 7 with this thing and just having a blast. And right out of the gate, we get rid of the cruiser. We see everybody on their team but one moving to the side. There's a battleship and 2 cruisers. I don't need to get that cap. They're fine. And I see cruisers spotted. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. If you've seen me before, when I see a destroyer, my whole mind changes and I just go absolute bonkers. Also, your smoke firing penalties like 5, 6. So being aware of that, you can see we're absolutely just wrecking that destroyer, right? Now we're going to turn our attention to the battleships running away. And we have some smoke to use for a little bit. Right away, we know we're going to get a fire with this thing. The fire chance is so epic in this thing. We know we're going to get a fire chance right away. So California, we're waiting on that long American, cooldown of the damage control. Then we're going to start to go back, right? So we have one fire on both of them. We're switching targets. And I think this is just a good showcase of this match because of that. So again, you can see we got a fire on California. We'd send another set out. And we get another fire because this thing is an absolute flamethrower, okay? For what this is, to have 15% fire chance on something that absolutely reloads in 5 seconds and has 12 guns, it is absolutely gnarly, okay? And we did send out some torps in case some destroyers wanted to sneak up on us. Now, we asked for spotting. We got to be careful, right? But we have them guys on fire, so you're going to see, we're gonna take a bunch of health off of them guys, and there's not much they can do about it. Now we see this Boivu pup punch up or come up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and try to help out our destroyer, but you can see how lofty this is. 10 kilometers, and we can loft absolute mountains in this thing. Okay. And so we're going to go back. We're going to shoot. We're not too worried. The battleships can't hit us. That's what I'm mostly worried about. And we're going to put ourselves in the middle of this match to really take control. We're going to send torps out again. And in case that destroyer pushes up, we're going to go ahead and put torpedoes out there, right? And we also seen the battleship starting to move. We're going to use our reload booster as well. And go ahead and do this. And this is where, very quickly, we're going to take care of these teams over here, right? This is, I'm telling you guys, I don't know if people are going to like this, but in the right hands and playing this ship pretty well, you're going to have a lot of fun. Now, Servo, we're going to get a revenge on that stinking carrier that was trying to drop us in the beginning. And we're going to go ahead and absolutely try to get behind this island so we're not spotted, because we're not the one spotting servo. Somebody hits them pretty good. But you're going to see our shells do significant amounts of damage to this carrier. They come in... you could almost... look how these lob, though. You got a couple sets up in the air just as you're shooting. But again, we're going to start a fire because that's all this thing knows how to do. And we're going to work on it. You can see we're DPM pretty decent against this carrier here. But Ishmael decides that was enough playing around and toying with it. And I'm going to move up. Because I'm located, right? You see that? I'm located. I know there's a destroyer here. You're going to see me pop my radar here, my sonar here in a second. We're going to scoot up. I also know that there's a battleship where that could be a problem. So we're going to be very careful. And you can see, we see him. We're going to throw a little bit of firepower towards this way. And then we're going to focus on this Blavu. Now you can see how, I didn't aim the best here. Should have aimed much more forward. These shells, even at 5 kilometers, are kind of lobby. So, but once we get our aimed in, we're going to actually go ahead, wreck this back up so that battleship can't wreck us. And we're just going to take a ton of health off of them. In a match with only 2 battleships in it, we have a high caliber, and we've done a ton to destroyers, right? We've done most of the damage on 2 destroyers so far. In the skein, I don't know what type of bravery he's trying to pull here, but we're going to go ahead, and once he comes around this corner, he is not going to exist for very long. And I absolutely, like I said, this thing is so much fun. And you think this is just because maybe these destroyer players weren't very good? No, the match before it, I killed 3 as well. I might actually show that tomorrow. And very quickly, we have taken control of everything in this match. Now, California has to get his guns, or he can't shoot us because we made ourselves narrow. And now he's got to get reloaded again. We're going to throw torps behind him, just in case we get behind this island and we can't finish them off ourselves. But you're going to see we start to do a decent damage just in that superstructure, right? Without even without even the fires. Like, we're getting decent. 4,000 every, 4,500 every 5-something seconds. So he's not going to be along very quickly. And you can see here, he's going to be gone here. We also had torpedoes on the way, so no matter what, even if he had killed us, he was going to be gone. Oh, and we did hit him with another gun. Okay. So you see 2 torp kills in this match with 2 torps. I was trying to tell my destroyer to get back because, honestly, we could wreck this guy. And so we absolutely fully got rid of 3 destroyers. Help get rid of some battleships and that the cruiser as well. And you're going to see how crazy... I could actually loft right here. At 8 kilometers, I can loft mountains. That's how lobby these things are. At range, I wouldn't recommend playing this at range, guys, because you're close in. Some battleships are going to overpin you. I wouldn't rely on that. But, you cannot sit at 17 kilometers and be effective in this ship. But you can see I absolutely controlled this match. I was actually surprised it wasn't a higher XP game, to be honest. And we did either kill or assist on 7 ships. So you can clearly see we helped our team win. Had a decent damage game, I guess. I'm not really a damage guy for only 2 battleships being in there and getting rid of 3 destroyers. But you guys ought to let me know what you think if you have this ship. But I absolutely love it. And I might be the weird one again, like the D7 on this, but I love it. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you next time, folks. Have a good one.